Hey guys, what's up? I know it's been a while, but welcome back to Hodge-Podge Garage. What in the world do you think we're doing today? New suspension. That's right, we got some shocks and struts, and we've got some tie rods and ball joints and sway bar connectors that are going on the F150. Let's see how we do it. So first off, as always, go ahead and jack it up and get it on jack stands. Make sure that your parking brake's on. Chock those rear wheels, and once you take the wheels off, just stick them underneath the frame there on the rocker panel, and that way if it does fall off the jack stands, you got a little backup protection. Then what we do, just spin the nuts off the wheels there. If you got an impact wrench, you can do it after you got it jacked up. Although, if you're doing it by hand, then you might want to loosen those or at least crack them free before you jack it up so the wheel doesn't spin. After you do that, come over to this side, and we're going to take the whole caliper assembly off. So, there's just two bolts on the back. I just used 3/4 impact. Spin those off. And then just bend a little piece of metal into an S. And that way you can hang up your brake caliper so it's not hanging by your brake lines and stuff. And then next step, we're going to take off the anti-lock brake sensor. We've got our vacuum lines here for the 4-wheel drive. We'll pop that off. I'm going to take this whole knuckle off of here. We'll go ahead and take it off at the top. Now, I know they don't look like it, but I did put upper control arms on there not too long ago, so I'm not going to replace the upper control arms with the integrated ball joint. But I am going to take the entire strut assembly out and then replace these tie rods and lower ball joint, or tie rod connector ball joint, and then that ball joint right down there, we're gonna get that out of there too, put a new one in, and hopefully once that's done, it'll keep tires from wearing like that. See how it goes. Alright, so we just took the tie rod out, and there's just a on the end of that tie rod ball joint there is a 7/8 inch nut, and I just took the impact wrench to it, spun that off, and then if you hit the side of the knuckle here with a hammer, and this just drops straight out. It doesn't really matter on this one because I'm not saving it, but if you're saving them, you want to protect those threads and not maul the end of it, so you don't want to hammer straight down on top. You just pop that and it'll drop out. And then I just used a big adjustable wrench there to get the other end of the tie rod off, which is in there. And like I said, I replaced these not too long ago. They're not in horrible condition, but since I have new ones, may as well put them on. So next step is we're going to go to the back of the IWE here, and if I can get it in there, we've got 3 8mm bolts here. Those 3 will come out, and then we're going to slide the IWE, which is the 4-wheel drive actuator, like slide that off. Got our vacuum line up here, take that off, and then that will disconnect our drive shaft from our hub. Then we're going to take this bolt off of the upper control arm, and then we'll get to bang out the old ball joint down there at the bottom so we can press in a new one. And Emily is just running over to our local O'Reilly's so she can rent for free the ball joint press, which will make it easier to get this guy out as well as get the other one in. There's also a snap ring around this, so you definitely want to make sure you get that snap ring off. So I'll probably pull that off here shortly, squirt it with some penetrating oil, clean that up with a wire brush just to make it slide out earlier, so that, or slide out easier. Let's see how it goes. And as a side note, don't forget to pop your little protective cap off here and take this bolt out. That goes through to hold your drive shaft in and from the axle. And this here is a 1/2 inch bolt. So if you start trying to pry off the back of the IWE, it's not going to go anywhere until you take that 1/2 inch off. Okie dokers, making a little progress. Got the knuckle off down here, and Got the old ball joint out, and basically we just use this press right here. Pick a cup size that's bigger than the bottom of your ball joint, put it on the bottom, and put that C-clamp over the top and smack it down with the impact. So now that we've got all of that disassembled, now I'm just going to take these sway bar links off so I can put the new ones on. Then I'm going to, I don't know which I'm going to do first. Either unscrew the top bolts up here. There's 3 bolts that hold the top of the shock strut assembly in, or undo this one. That one's probably going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to get the wire brush out, maybe hit it with a little bit of heat or something to try to get that loosened up, and then take the impact, see if I can spin that off. Put it all back together. Fun, fun, fun. Alrighty, so we are plugging around right along here. I got the main bolt out for the lower shock strut assembly. Got the bolt off of the tie rod, control link, or whatever it's called, and got the new ball joint in the lower control arm. So now I just need to take the rest of this guy off and then put the new one in. Undo the 3 bolts up here. Hopefully that'll pop out easily. And then put the new ones in. Keep on trucking. Well, I am having an absolute hell of a time getting the lower sway bar link off. The little nut that is attached to the ball inside that stripped. I can't even get a good grip on it with vice grips. And every time I'm hitting the bottom or trying to pry it loose, it just spins the whole linkage. So I started cutting into it with a little cutoff wheel, and I don't know, I've been trying heat and penetrating oil. Might hit it with the torch again for a little while, or just cut it off. So pain in the ass, but it is what it is. the outer tie rod. And then you'll at least get close when you put it back on before you go get an alignment. It's the tip of the day. Also, if you played around with your steering wheel at all or pushed your tie rods in and out, now's a good time to go check, make sure your wheels are straight, make sure your steering wheel is straight. That way when you screw these on and you're driving straight down the road, your steering wheel isn't crooked. Don't forget to pack that little ball joint on the inner tie rod with some grease. Do that before you put the boot on. Work it around a little I don't know, part of that you can probably cut off.